Big news from Elon Musk. Expansion plans, when he's going to sell stock again, or is he? We also learned potentially about a cheaper car. What does he think about the Fed? Boy, we've got so much to cover. I'm just going to get right into it. I spent over an hour on a Twitter Spaces call. Ross came in. He talked to Elon directly. It was great. Let's go through everything that we learned. Keep in mind that on December 27th, the holidays coupon code will be expiring for the programs on Building Your Wealth link down below. Remember, you get lifetime access to all of my opinions on the market in our course member live streams every day the market is open, to the lectures. So if I flip-flop in 5 years, guess what? You have access to the courses you can join. A lot of cool benefits you get being a course member in addition to the lectures in the actual courses. So I hope to see you there. Elon Musk believes we are going for a hard landing. He expressed his openness to talking to Jerome Powell and suggested that Tesla would be open to a stock buyback. The Tesla board currently is open to a stock buyback, but Elon believes we need to see how bad this recessionary environment that's being forced by the Fed is going to be. He believes that we're all in an ocean together, and even though he thinks that Tesla has recession resilience, which I believe as well, he believes that we don't know how big the waves are going to be, and we need to be prepared for potentially 2009 style waves and be prepared for those, and then we hope for smaller waves, right? So hope for the best, plan for the worst. And he doesn't want to be in a situation where they spend a bunch of money doing stock buyback, and then all of a sudden you get a 2009 style wave of a recession and you're not prepared. I actually think this is really wise. He also mentioned that it's not a should we invest in Tesla more for like capital expansion, or should we do a buyback? He kind of implied it's not an either or. He basically said, look, we're expanding as fast as we can when it comes to capital investments into the company. If we spend any more, he said, he believes it would be capital inefficient. They'd basically be wasting money. And so they're okay doing a buyback, but they just want to see how the market's going to play out first. So maybe if the Fed U-turns, you could potentially see Tesla do a stock buyback if Elon Musk and the board deem the stock is, quote, absurdly low. So if you see Tesla do a buyback, that means they think the stock is absurdly low. So what did Elon say about his stock sales? Well, he said that he doesn't plan to sell any stocks under any circumstances in 2023, and he potentially won't sell stocks for 18 to 24 months. So he potentially won't sell in 2024, which means he might not sell any stocks again until 2025. Now you have to remember, some people hear that and they think, Kevin, it doesn't matter if he sells. It's a small portion of the daily volume in the stock. But this is wrong, because you're taking shares that were hodler shares and you're selling them, which means in order for the stock price not to plummet to the tune of $3.5 billion every time he sells, you need to have that many more hodlers come in to take his place. And unfortunately, retail just doesn't have that much money. Vandatrack said that 2 weeks ago, retail spent $650 million buying the Tesla dip. It would take over 5 weeks of retail buying just to offset one of Elon's sales. And that just brings you back to par with hodlers. So you don't want to look at volume, because that's trading volume, right? So Elon saying he's not going to sell is actually a bullish catalyst for Tesla stock. And trust me, we need bullish catalysts right now, because the stock is so far removed from fundamentals here in the meantime, or in the short term. Personally, I think that actually creates, and I added to an active ETF, I can't mention the name here, but I added to an active ETF today that has about 24-25% exposure to Tesla. It's a pricing power thematic ETF. And I did that because I think, look, if Tesla shares double or triple, that active ETF can rebalance without passing on capital gains to me. ETFs are really capital gains efficient because they can do that. They can trade stocks without passing on capital gains, and that's huge. So Elon Musk gave us this update about selling shares. He did say when it comes to new products, he can't announce any new products here, but one of the things that he was kind of saying is that, let me put it this way. The question he was asked was, hey, when's that less than $30,000 car going to come out? And he's kind of like, I can't really announce anything, but let's just say that's our goal. So it's still a plan of theirs. And he talked about how soon they're going to hopefully be announcing the next Gigafactory location. And he kind of left the door open to the idea that, is it northeastern Mexico or is it somewhere else? He didn't mention a specific area, but he says they think they have a location picked. It's probably the northeastern Mexico Gigafactory. And that is one that's rumored to either do cargo vehicles in the future after starting with components, or doing a cheaper, like a Model 2 Tesla. And that's potentially because the labor costs in Mexico are on average about $3.30 an hour. Compare that to the minimum wage in California at about $15.50 an hour, is about 5 times less expensive. Something interesting to think about, and that's actually good for the economy there because it could drive up minimum wages for everyone in that area, which is kind of neat. Now, regarding commodities, Elon Musk did say there is going to be some lag time for margin costs, so input costs, to come down. So you could actually, unfortunately, see Tesla prices have to come down and costs stay high because there's about a 6-month lag thanks to signed contracts for commodity costs to actually start coming down and that margin to expand again. So that's something you have to pay attention to in the short term as a Tesla investor. He also mentions that they are building a lithium refining facility. That's because they don't believe that mining lithium is hard. It's abundant, it's everywhere. It's not like oil where it's rare. But the hard part is refining it. And they think they can get their own lithium refining up for probably their 4680 cells within the next 2 years, which is really, really exciting. One of the individuals in the chat talked about how in the 2009 recession, there was a 36% drawdown in auto sales. And I think that's something to be kind of nervous about. I personally think we can offset that a little bit, though, with the idea that hopefully, wealthier buyers are still willing to buy a Tesla, especially if they can get instant gratification, even during a recession. Remember, Tesla has a median income for somebody buying a Tesla of over $120,000, $120,000 to $140,000. So you could potentially see some resilience given that they're not appealing to lower end buyers yet, at least at this point. Additionally, Elon Musk talked about how Tesla's kicking butt. He said kicking ass. They're firing on all cylinders. He says the execution is outstanding. He stands by the prediction that Tesla will be the most valuable company in the world, and he's pretty confident that will be the case. He seemed open to the idea about having a Twitter app on Teslas. And when he spoke with Ross, actually, we have to give Ross credit. Ross got out of Elon that Elon won't be selling anytime soon, so that was great. Elon made it clear that he doesn't hate anybody, but he doesn't want people to subject pronouns onto him or other people. He doesn't think that's right, so he gave a little bit more clarity there. And he does say that margin gives us room to cut prices if necessary. Keep in mind, they did just increase their credit to $7,500 for if you buy between now and the end of the year. And a lot of people are saying the available inventory in their area is literally flying off the shelves across the country. So just take a look, go to Tesla.com, see the available inventory yourself, put your zip code in and see if that's true, see what you think. Anyway, this was some pretty insightful stuff. Honestly, I mean, I think I'm pretty bullish on Tesla. I think one of the best things you can do, look, I am a financial advisor, but this is not personalized financial advice for you. I think something you can consider is investing in an actively managed ETF that has high exposure to Tesla. So that way, if Tesla doubles, triples, quadruples, or 10Xs in the future, it can be rebalanced and you're not paying capital gains on it because you're just holding the ticker, the ETF. So you basically get the benefit without paying taxes. It's just like, I'm so excited about that. I just learned about that within the last 18 months. And ever since then, I've been all in on this idea and sharing this idea because I just think it's the greatest thing ever. It's like having an unlimited retirement account because you get the tax benefits in a retirement account, right? So anyway, thank you so much for watching, folks. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.